guys, this is Dula Curry with Moon Cycle Mama Doula and Wellness LLC. Right? So, I wanted to just jump on very quickly and to more so talk to you guys. So, I've been getting a lot of DMs regarding, of course, being a postpartum doula and ways that I can help lower to reduce the stress within the household. Either if I'm in the household or my out of the household, what are the best ways to cope and eliminate stress? And as we all know, of course, being a postpartum doula, I'm there, especially for those that get into that funk, like the baby blues, that can later turn out to be postpartum depression or postpartum anxiety. So, when we talk about all of those, and as you know, Mental Health Awareness Month is just around the corner, this will be the best opportunity to provide you with some information that you can take along and implement at your own pace, right? So today I'm going to be talking about, and we'll just put a number on it, and I'll talk about 7 ways that we can basically reduce the stress in your home. So come on, let's get started. Okay, so we're back. So as I mentioned, I wanted to talk about 7 ways that you can reduce, lower, and eliminate stress within your home. So I want you to just basically um, look around, right? Excuse me. Just look around your home, just sit where you are, and you don't have to move, just look around. Just feel and just look around, just using those senses, right? Now, when you look around, does this picture that you see, does this describe your happy home, right? Although the baby is crying, while you basically hurried to put groceries down or to put things away so that you could tend to the baby. You want to tend to the baby. You are also cooking, so you want to ensure that you get the food hot and ready and plated for the other family members. Get everything to the table. If you have pets, if you look over to your left, you might see your dog puking on the floor. You know, um, your husband or your partner basically got the TV on full blast and they're not paying attention to anything. And then your teenager, because I got teenagers, and then like your teenager just angrily slammed the door on his or her way out. I can talk about this, smile about this. This is things that I go through as well. So I understand. I also have teenagers, right? And it doesn't necessarily have to be teenagers because, as I mentioned, hey, you got the baby in the background that's screaming his head off as well. So it's all of the situations that I've mentioned are all relatable to things that go on day in and day out. But unfortunately, this is like a typical scene for many of us, as I mentioned. However, the good news is that it doesn't have to be this way. It doesn't. There are, in fact, things that you can do, that we can do together to more so ease the stress and create a more harmonious environment so that you, your family, and everyone within the household can actually look forward to coming home. And that's so important. You don't want to feel as if that, maybe I should stop off, maybe I should do this, do that, and do this, and feel as if that you're avoiding to go home. Your home is supposed to be that serene area, that serene place that you can actually come home comfortable and just woosah your day away, right? You should never feel as if that you don't want to come home. Now, although some degree of stress is inherent as far as how you deal with the varying phrases, so the variety of things and the variety of phases of your family. So basically, if you strive to uphold a core set of values and you go with the flow, you can also maintain a happy, healthy home and environment, right? We all know this. But I wanted to give you guys some tips that you guys can take and implement yourself, right? So, first tip, so as I mentioned, here are some specific ways that you can reduce the stress at home. So, one, let's get organized, right? Life can quickly become chaotic when you don't maintain organization. Big, big, big. Now, this is a big fact. So, an organized home runs smoothly, while an unorganized home leads to stress, lost time, and chaos. And these methods are here to eliminate that. We're trying to lower stress. We're trying to bring all of that down. Everything. And once again, these are things that, more so with me being your postpartum doula, these are things that I will be helping you and assisting you with throughout my time there. But these are some things that I also want you to keep in mind that you can implement continuously, whether if I'm there, your postpartum doula, or if you're at home by yourself, right? Okay. Now, a good tip for that one about organization, a good tip here is to start small with your organization efforts. Just start small. Small places. Don't get overwhelmed by, okay, I'm about to take on this whole huge project. That's not what you're looking to do. So you want to start small with your organization efforts. Start with one room, or even start with like a small portion of the room. You don't have to take on the whole house at the time, right? The idea is for you to think of it as a series of small projects, instead of one overwhelming huge one. So within our mind, when you look at everything that's out of order, that you become overwhelmed. You already have made yourself anxious because you want to get started on it, but you know that if you don't start on it, or if you don't finish, it's going to be something that's going to be carried over, carry over, carry over. Understand. Take your time, breathe. You see, you create your goals, your plan. You know where you're going to start at. Instead of worrying about completing the whole thing in one sitting, take little small portions, a series of things to get things completed and get them organized, right? Cool. So we're going to move on to step 2. Step 2 here is all about communication. This is once again a huge one when it comes to communication. So your family will certainly benefit from a variety of communication tiers, communicative ways. So you're, like I mentioned, your family will actively benefit on working on communication skills. You all should be working on some type of way that you can communicate with one another, and it's not like in a negative light. So it's a positive things, and you're completing your interaction. So when you fail to communicate effectively, especially when you start the yelling, I get it. But when you fail to communicate effectively, you may not get what you wanted to say initially out and in the universe. It can even be upsetting to the person that you're speaking with because of the miscommunication, and it can lead to further misunderstandings. That's not what we're trying to do here. Once again, I am trying to reduce and lower the stress within you and your home, right? So, working on communication will allow all of the family members as a whole to feel loved, appreciated, and help with the household so it can run smoothly and effectively. So we're going to also work on that. And this is something that you could just basically stash away as something to be working on as well, because clear communication is the most effective communication. Okay, so the next thing to reduce stress, right? Sometimes you just want to breathe, or sometimes you may just need a hug, right? Or you may need to just get it out. And that's something that we all can take fault in, because sometimes we just keep things in, but we need to get them out. So another way that we can help reduce and lower stress within the household is eat dinner together. I've noticed with a lot of families that eating dinner has become like, we don't sit down and eat dinner like we used to, on those Sunday dinners. We don't come together initially to be able to get everything out, to talk about our day, to not just talk about the day, but also to talk about what's going on with you know. And when you sit down at the table as a family, as a unit, and you talk about it, this is so effective to actually releasing a lot of stress, because this is your time where you can actually take the spotlight and communicate properly and effectively. So, everyone in your family um, likely has a busy life of their own, as I mentioned before. I mean, it's easy to suddenly realize that you have no idea what's going on with anyone within the household, and that's not good, right? That's not good. And this includes, of course, your spouse and the child. Um, when you make a point to eat dinner together, whether if it's breakfast, lunch, or dinner. But when you make it a point to basically do this, I'll just say dinner. When you make it a point to eat dinner together every night, you make time for one another and to communicate and connect with your family. And in addition to that, you also learn how to work as one, even with busy lifestyles. So now you're able to communicate. Everyone is able to get on the same page, and everything can run smoothly because we've communicated what's going on. We've put it all on the table. We've came up with a plan to make everything run smoothly. And in order to reduce the stress, not just on you, but on your family, your spouse and child, working together and as a unit is a must. Okay. The next thing, have fun together, right? Now, I work kids in school, so I have a 9 to 5 as well, in addition to my own business. Kids are in school, they also have activities. Some of my children work. So, it can be difficult to get us all together in the same room. And this can be some of the things that your family also goes through. It can be difficult, but you guys should at least take one day out of the week, or even if you can't do that, let's do like one day out of the month where you guys plan to have fun together. Fun, fun, fun. Now, if you have teenagers, whoo, your fun is not their fun, but it's okay, because when you taking the opportunity to actually communicate with one another effectively, you're able to come up with a common ground as far as fun things to do, communication, and a lot of other things. So who knows? When you have fun together, everything just works better. The dynamic just changes, and everyone's feelings is completely different. You can see how the stress and the stressors just manage to melt off you. Your clenched jaw just becomes so smoother and easier. You're smiling more. The tension in your shoulders is just eliminated. Basically, whatever that was weighing you down has been eliminated, and you feel as light as a feather. Next thing, showing unconditional love. I am an empath. I notice a lot of things that goes on around. Somehow I pick up on that energy. And what I've been working on, of course, is grounding, is all the energy that I pick up through the day, just sitting it into the earth by grounding, hugging a tree, walking barefoot, right? So I want you guys to listen to this when I mention unconditional love. So be sure to practice the art of unconditional love with your family. See, this leads to secure attachments because every who doesn't like hugging? I mean, sometimes I got teenagers, they don't always want to be hugged. So I know how to, hey, bring it in for a hug and make it all laugh and ha ha he he. And then, we eventually hug, and you can just feel from that embrace how it feels so much better. Like your day just feels better. You just don't know. That hug is what you needed. That hug, it could be from your spouse or your child. So just make sure that you practice the art of unconditional love with your family. This keeps everyone in your family happy and stress free. Stress free. I can understand. I understand. It's gonna be some of those days that it's gonna stress you out. If you have a baby, it's gonna be some of those days where it seems like the baby just cries, 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 and as much as you're trying to do is never enough. It's gonna be days of where that your spouse might feel as if that you're not paying him or her enough attention. It's gonna be days, especially if you have other children, that the older children might not feel as loved as you're showing, as all of the love that you are showing to your baby. So it's gonna be days like that, but you guys can get through that. Just make sure that you continue to practice the art of unconditional love. This way, as I mentioned, it keeps the family happy and stress free. And a happy family is the key here. Happy, stress free family is the key here. Okay. Children and parents alike need to know this, right? That when you make mistakes, you have a loving family that's gonna back you up and forgive you, which is something that a lot of us think. If you mess up, no one is gonna back you, everyone is gonna fault you, and everyone is gonna be, you shouldn't have done that. No. See, when you make mistakes, you have a loving family that's gonna back you, not only just help you identify the mistake, but also further assist you with solutions to resolving the issue. That's the tribe you want. That's what you want your family values to be, right? This way you know that if you made a mistake, that you also have a game plan to fix the mistake and resolve that issue. Okay? So, as long as you have that loving family, that loving tribe that will back you up and will forgive you, right? That's key as well. Giving support. Give support. Oh my God, this is a big one. Give support. Go out of your way for your family members if necessary, right? Now, it might not be an ideal Friday night to go to your daughter's It might not be an ideal Friday night to go to your daughter's art show, but just think of how they will feel when they see that they have your love and support. So actively support by really being there for your family, no matter what this means, right? And I'm looking at this not just for as far as family, extended family. A lot of this that I'm speaking about is about the family you created. Because you got to start there, because you got to make sure that the family that you've created understand that they're loved and they're also. You realize this is the family that you're going to live with 24/7. So, when I speak upon giving support, It's about that intermediate family, that family you created, so that you can have and continue to have a stress-free life, right? So give support. Go out of your way for your family members. Instead of going out on that Friday night, take the kids out. Or instead of going to do this, that, and other, let's bring the kids with us. Let's go do something that they like to do. Let's take the time out and make them feel happy and appreciated as well. So this way you're creating a happy space, right? Okay. And then, actively expressing your support by really being there for your family, no matter what. No matter what, no ifs, ands, or buts. I'm there for my family and I have their back. And you should do the same for yours. And your family should be doing the same for you. See, it's an exchange in energy. It can't be lopsided, right? Family rules. This is our last tip. This is actually tip number 7. It's the last one, but this one is a very impactful one. So, family rules. Having a set of family rules will help you with organization. It will also help allow everyone to know what's expected of them. For some reason, once again, speaking on myself being a mom, when you set these rules, in the beginning, everyone knows exactly what they have to do. These are the rules. They're already like separated out for each individual. You done developed a great plan. You done developed a great board. You done color coded it, named it, every name, stars. You done did all of this. Yet and still, for some reason, the kids don't know, the kids or spouse, children or spouse, don't know what's expected from them. Whew, and woosah. This can be troubling and can lead to stress and anxiety, but don't let it. Don't let it. Schedule a family meeting, right? And this is something that I've been doing with my postpartum families, because with me coming in, I want everyone to be on the same pace so that we can all work together as a unit. Not only for me to more so support mom, but I'm also there to provide her with assistance for things that she's unable to do. And with doing that, you don't want to come in and step on anyone's toes in the household, in the family, because you're helping the family when you're coming as an outsider and you're coming in. So schedule a family meeting to basically establish the house rules. If you have to have a family meeting to keep establishing the house rules, then you're going to do that, because this way everyone knows what's expected of them and there's no surprises. So make sure that everyone in your family has a chance to participate and communicate, his or her concerns. This is the best time to basically lay whatever the issues are, lay it out on the table. Talk about it. This is your time where you got whatever's going on. It's the opportunity to get it off your chest, to get it off your back, and to get it out of your head. This is the best time to basically address any of those concerns. You'll likely, of course, find a compromise between all of you guys within the family that would allow everyone to be happy. Now, mind you, I said a compromise. This is not something, well, you're not doing this and it doesn't matter. No, everyone is working together to pull their weight to come up with a compromise opportunity for everyone to be happy and everyone gets what they're asking for. Not exactly, but you're getting some of that, because once again, this is an exchange. You have to give a little to get a little. A happy and stress-free home is one built on love and understanding. Understanding and love. Don't be too hard on yourself or don't be too hard on others because you'll have the basis for creating an excellent home life. So, at the end of the day, these are just a few tips that I feel that will help families and others basically eliminate some of the stressors within the house, especially if you can be a single mom, a single dad, a two parent household. Hey, grandma, guardianship, whatever the case is, you want to make sure that you have a happy, healthy environment and everyone knows that they are loved. You want to be able to communicate freely. You also have to understand that it is an exchange, meaning that you can't think that someone is going to give, and you just take and don't give as well, and vice versa. So these are my little tips that I wanted to make mention of. As I mentioned, Mental Health Awareness Month is in May, and that is around the corner. And I wanted to provide you guys with just a little peek, a little sneak peek, and provide you guys with some tools and tips that can equip you from this day forward, because mental health is not a joke. And you have to be aware of your stressors and triggers and what we can do as a unit to eliminate those, work through those, become stronger, identify our triggers, and set like boundaries, or set up to where not necessarily boundaries, but when you're operating within a household, you're able to get everything out so that everyone knows, and things can actually change for the better. So, this was all that I wanted to talk to you guys about. I got a few clients today, but I had a little time and I wanted to go live to talk to you. And once again, these are basically just, what did I give you guys? Like 7 tips? It seems like it's probably more than 7, but it was just 7 ways that you can eliminate stress in the household. Stress, anxiety, all of that in the household. Now, although I mentioned all of those tips, one of them that I didn't mention, how about you and the family go outside, get some vitamin D, go walk barefoot in grass and sand, get back to the earth, and just sit there and breathe. Once again, this will incorporate meditation, guided meditation. It's going to take you through a rabbit hole of a variety of different ways that you can eliminate stressors. But going outside with them babies, of course the children, because they might not be babies, even if your spouse, hold hands, walking on the beach, on the park, walking barefoot, basically connecting with the earth, so that all of what you're feeling and that's bogging you down, you're basically planting that. You're planting that. That's being pulled away from you. So take the time out and consider those steps that I provided you with. If you're interested in more insight or more information, or even to actually get these 7 tips and tools to eliminate stress within the household, then just let me know. Okay, other than that, this is Moon Cycle Mama, Doula and Wellness, and I am signing out for the day. So, thank you guys. Bye.